Hey there, and welcome to this special webinar where we will dive into the world of AI and webinars. And actually, I should call it an intersection because that is what we explored during our first Webinarverse event earlier this year. AI, as you know, has been all around us for some time now, and here at WebinarGeek, we are following these developments very closely. And we said at a certain moment, we need to create a series of webinars where we actually explore these tools where you can create stunning video content with and share knowledge about it. So this is the first in a long series of tools where we're going to just dive into and show what they can do. And for this first one, I got a tool that's, I've been working with quite some time, and it's called Haiper. And in Haiper, as you can see, you can convert written and static visuals into dynamic videos. If you're having a social media channel, which you probably have, you'll probably see all these videos that have been created with AI. There's a lot of content that is created with AI is now on all these social channels. So this is really a behind the scenes on how you can create that content. So a little bit about me, if you haven't seen me yet, my name is Jan-Willem. I'm the creative director here at WebinarGeek. And, since AI is here, I'm really passionate about it. It's really a subject that is close to my heart. It has allowed me to create my own films, to dive into film festivals as well. I used Haiper to even create a musical for 4 minutes, which was a very long process, but still the tool allowed me to really stretch my creative abilities, and that's why I wanted to share about it today and show you how you can use it to create content that you can actually distribute then and use in your own webinar. So it's very important to understand, and that is what it's all about. You have your webinar, which you can use to stream content, but how about stream AI-driven content, generated content, videos that you create with AI and that you put in a webinar and distribute it to an audience? I think that's what we will see the coming time even more. And it gives a new meaning also to webinars, because right now all this is AI content, what you see is on social media. It's on all these walls, maybe on YouTube. But what about a webinar? A webinar is the perfect system to put content in front of an audience. So, and that, the intersection of AI and webinars for us is very important to discuss. How to create that video. So how do we create video with AI? Basically, there are two ways. First of all, there is text to video. It's really straightforward. As you can see below in the image, you have a prompt. For instance, you say, I want to create a video about a cat on a skateboard, and you hit generate, and it will generate an image or a video of a cat on a skateboard. It's that simple. However, with prompting, it's the system needs to interpret what it means, and for instance, it does a great job at learning these different words and interpreting it. But there's a different way, the second way, which actually is a little bit easier, or I wouldn't say easier, but it gives a better result, and that is text to image first. So you go to a tool like Ideogram or Midjourney or DALL-E, and you start by creating an image. And afterwards, you animate it to a video, because, in basic sense, a video is nothing more than a lot of images, like photos, being played very fast, where you see movement. So it's actually a trick. Like motion is basically a trick for our minds. And with creating video out of AI, it's actually the same. You can do it text to video directly, but you'll get way better and more stunning results if you create an image first and animate that afterwards. So that's what we're going to do today. And there's a lot of tools that you can use for both. But Haiper is pretty cool because it has actually both of them. You can create a prompt, or you can put in a prompt and create a video out of it, or you can upload your image that you created before and animate it. And as it says, Haiper is an AI tool that focuses on transforming visual content. It's what it does. And let's dive into it, because there's I think the main thing what we want to do with these videos, a lot of different use cases for it, where you can use the video for. And the beauty is that with this AI video, you can also, this says the repainting tool, you can alter the content. So for instance, if you have that cat on a skateboard, but you want to put it in a different time. So for instance, you want to make it black and white, or you want to have repainted that there has a different skateboard, get different colors, it's also possible. So there's a lot of creative directions that you can have with these AI tools to get actually the content that you want to distribute to your audience. So use cases for Haiper. First of all, webinar campaign content. You have your webinar, you always need a campaign to let people know that you're hosting that webinar. I don't know what kind of content you're using right now to promote your webinar, but in a campaign, if it can be like a paid campaign, for instance, that you put on Facebook or on LinkedIn with ads, you know, AI-driven content is perfect for it. You know, right now, the content that we create with AI is very short. It's about like 4 to 10 seconds. So, you know, generating a few clips and editing that into a video serves perfect for your webinar campaign. Second, the registration page. You know, with WebinarGeek, it's possible to have a video on your registration page that's already teasing the subject that you will discuss during your webinar. So why not have a AI created video there to already, you know, tease a little bit more what the webinar is going to be about. That's an option. Third is video injection. That's something that we have here today as well. And that video injection is just the video that you show during a webinar. Right now, I'm standing here, and a video injection does actually mean that I will start playing a video. And afterwards, when the video is done, I'm taking over again. It's used a lot in order to, make your webinar more, to keep the attention for your webinar. It's a really, really cool feature. And last, number 4 is the follow-up email. You know, you can, after webinar, you need to follow up with your audience, maybe sell a program, or, you know, make sure that they are, you know, being kept in the loop. And a video, you can add a video in an email as well. So there's a lot of different use cases where you can put that video. It's not just one place where you can have that video. As you can see, there's multiple parts. So for today, I created a brand to illustrate. You know, I can talk in theory about AI, but I created a little brand called Webby Coffee to illustrate what we can actually create with AI. And you know, here in the WebinarGeek, we drink a lot of coffee, quality coffee as well. So I was thinking, you know, why not create a brand out of it? Webby Coffee, yeah. For Webby Coffee, I went to a website called Ideogram, and it's really worthwhile checking out. I mean, I'll do another webinar about it, but the Ideogram is a great AI tool which works well with text to image prompts. This is Ideogram. You can just create images, and just like I said before, I wanted to create a video in Haiper with text to image, so based on images. And this is what you see here. I prompted the beans being spilled, an astronaut in space drinking coffee, a brand image of Webby Coffee, and 2 ladies in a bar enjoying the coffee, having a good time. So these are images that I used as a basic input for my video. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share my screen, and so you can see how it actually works. So we're going to Haiper. So this is what you can see here. So here I am in the interface of Haiper. It says Vision to Hyper Reality. Okay, start creating. And this is actually the main interface here. So you'll see there's a few things. You create video with text, what we discussed, animate your image. So these 2 here are the starting points for your journey into AI video. So as you can see here, there's a lot of different videos that have been generated in very different styles. So you can see a dragon here. It's in the style of Game of Thrones. We have Pixar-like cartoons. We have cars racing fast. You can see there's a lot of high motion here. There's something that reminds me of Belle and the Beast. There's a street overflown. There's a red demon. So as you can see, there's a lot of different content that can be created. Now, what is interesting is if we can click on this, you'll see the video. And there's a description of the prompt here. So if you want to learn how to prompt in Haiper, I suggest you take a little bit of time to watch the videos that you like and actually write down the prompts or copy it and see what comes out of it, because that's the way to learn. So what we're going to do now is we are going to create our image for Webby Coffee. So I'm going to do animate your image, and I'm going to upload it here. And these are all the images that I created for the brand, the WebbyCoffee brand. So I'm gonna take this one, Mona Lisa drinking coffee, and I'm gonna write it down. Mona Lisa is drinking coffee and enjoying it. Now here there's two things. There's either you can use create in private. It means that no one can see your content, but that's a upgraded feature. And here there's another control, and that is the duration. So duration does actually mean that right now there's 4 seconds. 8 seconds is coming soon. You might think, okay, 4 seconds is pretty short. What about all these videos that I see on YouTube or on LinkedIn that have like 2-3 minutes of generated AI content? Well, these creators put a lot of effort in prompting and generating their video clips and putting it all together into a video. So this is the limitation that we have right now, but still, 4 seconds of moving images straight. Pretty cool still. And the seed actually means that, if you want to have a variation, a very small variation, so for instance, you want the dragon to spit out blue fire instead of orange, you can add that here, but it's a little bit technical, so I wouldn't touch that right now. So we'll stay here, create, and now the video is queued for generation, and that means that it will take a little while to generate the animation out of your fixed video clip. All right, so as you can see, we have a image here from Mona Lisa drinking our WebbyCoffee. And how does it look like? Yeah, you see her arm slowly moving. Well, let's play that again. See her arm slowly moving. Yeah, she is scenting the aroma of the WebbyCoffee. Yeah, wow, that's really great. And it's actually funny that these hands, they are very difficult for AI to generate. Also for real artists, drawing hands is extremely difficult. But I think that, with all the morphing going on, I think this is pretty awesome. And, what they say is how it works is that creating motion out of a static image is that the AI actually thinks or creates more pixels around it in order to facilitate the movement. And if it does a bad job at it, you will see this morphing face, morphing hands. So this was a pretty cool shot. What we can do now is, this is important to know, if you're not happy with the result, you can do here you can actually regenerate. And if you do regenerate, especially in Haiper a few times, I've had the experience as well, it will each time, with each iteration, it will do a better job at understanding what you want. So getting a first perfect video clip out of an AI tool is rare. It's not going to happen. It's just like I've created a video that I had, for instance, sometimes 30 images. I had to generate 30 images because I had a very strict vision about what I wanted. And the AI is just, you can prompt, but sometimes it takes so much time to do it. So it is easy, but it takes time and it takes a lot of patience. Also here you can vary prompt, so you can actually, if you're not happy with the prompt but want to regenerate the image, you can do that here. So, okay, I'm going to give it a thumbs up because I'm happy. So the AI model will actually know, hey, the creator is happy with my results. So next time I'll get a similar image, I'll do the same thing. And then I can actually download it to use it in a different setting. So I'm going to stop sharing. This is how Haiper works. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now, and let's get back to the webinar. So this is easy, right? You create an account with your Google account or just whatever email address, and you start creating. It's just like you can do it in 5 minutes after this webinar. And if you don't have an image, go text to video. And if you do have an image, upload the image, describe the prompt, and hit animate, and you'll get a stunning video clip. So what I did, and this is something that I actually wanted to show you right now, is I already created the video for WebbyCoffee. So it's a little commercial that we are going to see right now.
At WebbyCoffee, we take you beyond the ordinary. Savor the rich, bold flavors wherever you are. Atop a volcano, cycling through town, floating in space, or chilling at your favorite coffee bar. WebbyCoffee. So good, you'll forget everything else.
Yeah, there you go. We should probably put in the links to the web shop where you can order WebbyCoffee for your own coffee machine. This video took me less than 2 hours to make, and There's a few things that are important in video. It's, video and audio. It's called audiovisual experience for a reason, because a video is it also has audio. And you probably wonder, okay, where can I create music, or where can I create that beautiful voiceover that you had? Well, let me show you where you can do that. So back to the slides. As you can see here, AI video creation consists of multiple things. So first of all, we have ChatGPT. That's probably familiar to you, and that you can use to create your script, or to create your to create the idea for your video. So I created Webby Coffee in ChatGPT. I just started to brainstorm a little bit about a coffee brand for WebinarGeek, and we came out with the name Webby Coffee. Then I continued in ChatGPT to come up with a voiceover for my commercial. Now, that's what you just heard in the video. Then I went to Ideogram to create the visuals. That's the visuals that you already saw before. And these visuals we uploaded in Haiper to create video clips out of them. Also, what you just saw. What we didn't touch upon, but will be in next webinars, is Udio. And Udio is a way to create a soundtrack. Also based on a prompt. So you put in a prompt, say, hey, I want to create a nice, cheerful commercial music for a webinar coffee brand, and just hit generate. And we got the music out of it. It also took a few remixes or iterations to get out of it, but after 3, I had something that I was happy with. Then I went to 11 Labs and I copy pasted the prompt, or actually the voiceover script from ChatGPT in 11 Labs. I selected the voice that I wanted for my commercial and downloaded it, the result as an MP3 file. And then I edited it together in, we use Adobe Premiere, but CapCut is a free AI webinar software of a video editing tool that you can use in the browser to put it all together. And this is really basic video editing, so you don't need large editing suites like Adobe Premiere to get a video out of this. So, and I just wanted to show you how simple it is to create your own video within 2 hours that could serve as a promotion for your own webinar. So I think it's really important. So what's next? What's next is create an account with the above mentioned tools. It's the most of them are free to use, free trials. Start a free trial with WebinarGeek. If you're not with us yet, we have a 14-day free trial where you can just test out WebinarGeek and host webinars like I just did here today. And then the most important part, start creating content. It's easy to have a threshold and reasons why you're not creating content, and it's as easy to have no threshold and just start creating content, because everything is fine, everything is creative. We're in a creative period right now, an experimental phase where a lot of the content that we see is experimental in nature. So please do not let that refrain you from using this time to experiment and learn how to prompt. Prompting is a skill. It's an important skill that will be very, very important in all the jobs that we have with AI. And no one knows where this is going, but we've seen that since ChatGPT in November 2022 came, it's that prompting is a skill that we need to learn, put time in it, and have patience and iterate and get better. So that's really the basic of any content. It's the prompt. And then if you have the beautiful content created with Haiper, for instance, don't forget to distribute it via WebinarGeek. You can put it on socials for a little while because, with all the walls, it will disappear. But if you put it with WebinarGeek in front of your audience, it will have a long mesmerizing effect on them. So this is something that we will continue to explore, how we can actually distribute the best content with webinars. So this is the presentation, the webinar for today. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. And I'll talk to Walter to make sure that Webby Coffee will be available anytime soon. All right, see you for the next webinar. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.